those stage things were like
More
weren't
than a
even
few
realistic.
How do you know you're not one? And why should I believe you?
Because you can see it. I'm probably too empathic.
So he's asking, how does she know she isn't one? And watch her start panicking.
You are?
Her eyes are panicking.
All he did was very gently said, how do you know you're not one? And look at how she's just like backing up and freaking out. Who's more relaxed? The interviewer or Dr. Ramani expert?
She's just
Let's
hungry.
go back. This guy. I think he's owning his narcissism, but he's sort of gaming.
More than a few opportunities.
How do you
in my
know
life.
you're not one? And why should I believe you?
Because
And he's challenging her. Why should I believe you? So she's challenging narcissist versus narcissist.
I'm.
How did you that ready so quickly?
I'm probably too empathic at times.
Because she's too empathic at times. That's the argument.
That's something that an empath would say.
I'm not entitled. You know.
Oh, she's not entitled. Because she's fragile. She can't be entitled. She's not grandiose.
I'm the person.
I know,
who'll
but
say,
you can't just say that.
Look, he challenged. You just can't say that.
I live it. If you spent a day with me, you'd say.
I live it. That's the answer. That's not even an answer. Then he says, oh, if you spend a day with me, in a hypothetical.
I'd say, if you track someone for a 24-hour period, you have a real good handle on it. Right. It's like pornography. I know it when I see it.
Oh.
She just, it's like pornography. I know it when I see it. That's also not the answer. It's a dodge.
I don't know. People be liking beat. You don't even know what you're watching, and then looking at beat.
Well, a believable answer from her or someone like her would be like, I feel like everyone has narcissistic tendencies. I feel like I don't identify with those.
That's
right?
a better answer. Yeah, but she didn't do that because she was caught off guard.
I know a narcissist when I see them. And
Well, now she's spinning. She's changing the question into saying, like, I know how to see a narcissist. Let's not talk about whether I am one or not.
Is it because a lot of these are, if they're not narcissistic, they're codependent? And me included, like, there was that time when it was like, I was told I was the narcissist, right? By my ex-husband. Like, of course it wasn't.
Gaslighting, like, sure.
So, yeah, so you have these moments where you're so like fucked up, where you're like, wait, is it me? Like, was I? And I think part of codependency in this is like,
but
you so badly don't want to be narcissistic.
She's a therapist and she's putting a hat on as being a narcissist expert with hundreds or thousands of YouTube videos.
What's your point? Like, Richard Bannon is codependent.
She's fragile narcissist. That's my argument.
Yeah.
Now watch her spin to say how much of a... Or I think he asked if he's a narcissist next.
you know all the sub parts of it. So when people ask me all the time, they're like, am I a narcissist? I'm like, nah, you're good.
Okay. You don't think I am?
So now here's a pivot. Do you think I am? And see,
I know this guy. Like, I know this guy. I went to college.
See how she answers or her energy. Is she actually addressing the question? Or is she going to her head and intellectualizing?
She's not addressing it for sure.
People. I'd need to do like a 24-hour follow-up.
Can you
She needs to do a 24-hour follow-up after she said she's a super expert at spotting narcissists.
She's definitely no.
spot narcissists without personally knowing them?
I can, but like I'm almost like a big game hunter who can like.
Oh,
she's a big game hunter, and now she's saying she just said she needed 24 hours and she didn't know. Then afterwards, she's saying that, oh, I'm an expert. I'm a big game hunter. I know all this shit.
Hear something in the bushes a mile away.
Right, she's saying she could spot him a mile away.
Do you think I am?
Now he repeats it again. Who's better? He's more overt narcissist.
Cray.
But I feel like he's...
like I think that you're very. I was trying to determine when I came in. Were you shy?
So when she came in, she was trying to read him. So she's owning up to that.
Were you shy? Because you also felt a little.
What, Adria?
He's seems so focused that I feel like he's maybe one of those like sociopaths, or like it's easy. I feel like it's pretty easy to get a narcissist to like talk about, like, you know, you watch Trump, he can't really keep himself as focused. This guy is like focused, like he's hunting. He's like, this bitch doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's fishing.
He's trying to make her fall on her face.
But Jason was fishing for the first 45 minutes.
Mm.
So, and he's playing a role. This is a skit. So he's going into the interview mode. That's why he's smooth.
Distant, you know, and like tentative, if you will. Like you're not super warm and extroverted when you first meet you by any stretch. And so,
see his laughter. Like, yeah, that's posturing back and forth where she's losing.
Yeah,
you
I
know, you're not that guy.
Well, my thing is the king awkward. You know, before I did these pranks,
right.
And he owns it. He said, "This is my skit. This is my thing on YouTube."
And yet, when you smile and you laugh, you warm up so quickly. Like you turn into someone.
This is her blind spot. She can't make sense of him being cold and being happy.
Word salad. She's just babbling.
She's word salading herself because she has too many damn categories from all her videos of saying 5 things here, 10 things here. She's over projecting what a narcissist should be. When she sees one in real life, she can't make sense of it.
Entirely different, really sweet and lovely, and so I can see
he's so charming.
Change. But there's a defense to you, and that's I mean, in a narcissist, that's not uncommon. It's also not uncommon in someone who's depressed or who's socially anxious. Like there's a whole range of things. So what you might do is go doing a little trolling with them and seeing, can they muster up.
Why is she talking third person when the question is about him? She has him right in front of her face.
Maybe she felt like that's what he was asking.
No, he said 2 times, do you think I am one?
Yeah.
She's
he went
taking
into
off.
like how you would know somebody is. Like
He didn't ask that. He asked, do you think I am one? And he did it twice. You think that because you're listening to her, that he said something different. That's because she's doing word salad. You've forgotten what he asked because she's just getting lost in her words.
Empathy. Are they entitled? Let's put it this way. When I told you that I was running late and this morning, Andrew, you could have said, you know what? I'm a very busy YouTube guy. You said 9. You didn't come at 9.
So now she's going back to how he acted earlier.
I value my time.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's not do this at all, or let's just do it at a day that is better for me. And in fact, I had even missed it on Wednesday because I'd had a patient emergency. So you didn't do that. That was.
So he didn't yell at her for being late. So therefore, he didn't fit the check mark of being an overt, angry, hypersensitive narcissist. So then she's like, oh, you must not be one because you don't fit the check mark.
It's a good sign, because had you done that, like really taken sort of a diva sort of position with me, you would have been well within your rights. We made an appointment and I didn't honor it. However, entitlement would have been your react. If you had that kind of a reaction, I don't think I would have wanted to do business with you.
But I am trying to get something out of you.
He's countering. He's still arguing if he's a narcissist. She's like going, oh, because you don't overreact and yell at me. Then you're not entitled.
Yes, you are. I'm serving you.
So I'm being smart by not doing that.
You are being smart by not doing that, but a narcissist may not even be able to hold back on that. Does that?
That is not true. A narcissist can be patient with new supply. They're going to hold back. They're going to hoover the new supply in. They're not going to yell at new supply.
as a matter of fact, I don't think I was yelled at for over a year.
See? So she's saying that every narcissist should act out on a new relationship. This is, how does she know shit anything? This is like evidence she's stupid.
I don't think she's actually been through it.
This is ridiculous. She's obviously a quack.
Leave her alone.
It's Afterparty.
Makes sense. Like they're so convinced.
They're kind of impulsive.
Impulsive, but also so convinced are they of how important they are that even though you're saying, oh, I'm getting something from her, so I better not react like that, your entitlement could still have overridden that.
not doing any analysis. Look at the size of, like, how wide her eyes
She's in her head. She's not analyzing him. She's just
inside her head.
She's like deer in headlights.
Yeah.
Didn't Richard Raymond say something about that? Like, spend less time like this? Well, he was talking codependence, but like, he's like, if you're constantly doing this, you're engaged in the dynamic.
That's the paranoia. Constant hypervigilance. Constant paranoia. Constant intellectualization. Memorizing, thinking, adding to their map. More thoughts, more mapping, more in their world. All in their head. And tons of people love her.
I love her.
See? They think she's... some of her stuff's good. Some of it's nonsense, but some of her stuff's pretty good. But a lot of it's just...
I don't look at the nonsense.